malt beverages and wine only. Edgar Cyrus of the Merrimack Repertory Theater for Tuesday, March 15th, from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., a wine tasting, a fundraiser to benefit the Merrimack Repertory Theater at their office at 132 Warren Street. Joseph Bew of Heinz Tavern for Sunday, March 13th, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is in conjunction with the Heinz's Road Race. There'll be a concession at the parking lot of Heinz's Tavern at 467 Gorham Street. Also, we have applications for all alcoholic beverages filed by Fernando Souza of the Holy Ghost Society for events at Holy Ghost Park at 65 Village Street. There'll be a Valentine Dance fundraiser on Saturday, February 12th from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., a Carnival Dance Saturday, March 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m., and a Carnival Dance also for Sunday, March 6th from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. The Holy Trinity fundraiser for Saturday, March 19th from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., a wedding shower on Saturday, March 26th from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., a wedding reception Saturday, April 2nd from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. There is the Queen's Ball on Saturday, April 9th from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., and then there is a night Lages dance and fundraiser on Saturday, April 16th from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., and last is a Princess Ball for Saturday, April 23rd from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Okay, please use the microphone to introduce yourself. We'll try to get everything on the record.
Theater.
All right, thank you.
Joe Bew, Heinz Tavern.
Thanks.
Fernando Sousa from Holy Ghost Society.
Okay. Now, has everybody been here before? Okay. So has everybody had the speech from Chairman Bayless before? Okay, then I'm not going to belabor it. Any comment?
No. I wish you guys all good luck, and I'll make a motion to approve.
And I'll second that motion. Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Good luck, gentlemen.
Also, with regards to the Heinz's Tavern Road Race, Joe Bew has filed for a sound amplification permit from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is for Sunday, March 13th. There will be amplification primarily for the announcing of the winners of the road race and maybe some recorded music, possibly a band. Inside. Inside, a band inside. But for outside, it'll be just recorded music.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, I'll second. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. All right, good luck.
Good luck. Good weather.
It's true, they still do the race in the bad weather. They just don't do the outdoor.
Right.
Okay, this next application, the applicant, Louis Ibarra, had notified the property owners touching, and
Yeah, that's there.
and there's an affidavit filed in that regard. Okay.
This is the app, yeah. I looked at it already.
That's the after mailing, you're looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay, Commission will now open a public hearing on the application for the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant license by Louis Ibarra, doing business as Delicious Paces Bakery and Restaurant, for premises at 392 Bridge Street, 2 unnumbered doors on the west side, 1 room for counter service, a dining room and a kitchen. Anne Marie Page has registered to address the board regarding this particular matter of the hearing on the application.
Okay, please introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. My name is Luis Ibarra.
Okay, and we have an application here from you. Can you tell us about the plan or what you're looking to do with the location?
Right now it's a bakery restaurant. We have a beer and wine license right now. We just want to get full alcohol as far as for cocktails as for the restaurant.
I'll show you that, just so you know. It's just low. What, right now, what type of dinner crowd are you getting in the establishment?
As far as
Well, you said you're a bakery, so
Yeah.
most bakeries, their service is generally in the morning. I'm asking you what type of service or what type of crowd you're getting in the evening.
okay, right. See, we open at 6 o'clock in the morning for
Yep.
the bakery, and then we start serving lunch about 11, and we're open until Sunday through Thursday 9 o'clock. Fridays and Saturdays we close at 10. Right now.
Okay. And why do you want to expand the license from a beer and wine license to an all alcoholic?
Basically, because we want customers, as you know, tell us about if we can serve cocktails, and that's what we plan to do.
Let me ask you about the hours. You're currently open, you said, Friday and Saturday until 10?
Yes.
All right. Is there a plan to change that? I think when you were here last time, you also were looking for entertainment license, and you talked about staying open until 2 a.m.
Yes, sir, on Fridays and Saturdays.
Now, I know the entertainment license is in the next hearing, but I think it's all really revolves around the same issue. So you're planning to have more of like a nightclub at this establishment?
Well, it's not a nightclub. It's sort of like a bar type where people can come and stay longer.
So you want to make it more of a bar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And right now, what type of parking do you have for the facility?
Just public parking on the street, and there's one public parking across the street that holds about 10 or 15 spaces.
There's public parking across the street?
Yes.
In a lot?
Right.
Really? Okay.
And there's another farther down on 3rd Street, which is a public parking, and that one holds about 30 to 40 spaces on 3rd Street.
In where your building is, who's above you right now?
Nobody.
There's no one
It's a
above
flat
you?
roof. No, nobody there. It's the first
There's no residents?
on the property itself, no.
There's no, okay.
What
Is
about
there a
the
possible,
butters?
are there residents next to you?
Yes.
Okay. And have you discussed this with them, this plan to stay open later?
No, I haven't.
Is your building soundproofed?
I don't know. Right now, I don't know.
Well, how are you gonna get an entertainment, if your plan's to get an entertainment license to stay open to 2 in the morning, don't you think there's gonna be an issue with sound?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so how have you addressed that?
Be honest with you, I haven't think about that, but that's a good point. If it all depends if I can get the application accepted, we'll take care of that with the landlord. I'll talk to Chris.
Why don't we open this up for the public hearing?
Yeah.
All right. Is there anyone present to speak in favor of the application? All right. Seeing none, that portion of the hearing is closed. Is there anyone to speak in opposition? In opposition? Okay.
Hello, my name is Anne Marie Page. I live at 26 Fremont Street, Lowell. I'm the president of the Centerville Neighborhood Action Group. And we're familiar with the location and the restaurant, and they seem to keep it very nice and very neat and clean. And they just had a whole new frontage put on. It looks very nice. And the day after they were here to see you the last time, they put up 2 lovely neon signs. One's a beer bottle and one's a Coors or whatever name they use this week, I don't know. That doesn't look good in the neighborhood, but that's all right. So I believe if you face the building to the left is a 3-story building. First floor is retail, the laundromat, which is owned by the owner of the building, who also owns this restaurant building, same owner, and there are apartments in that building. To the right of the building, there is retail, and I think there might be 1 floor above that. But there's, on that street, on both sides, there are apartments, small apartments, right? The parking, directly across the street, there is a small parking lot owned by the city. It would probably hold 8 cars maximum. Across the street from Bridge going up 3rd is a much larger parking lot. It is now behind an empty lot that a building burned down. And that holds more cars, but a lot of residents park in that particular lot, which is also owned by the city. Our main question is, how big is this as far as footage, and what is the count? How many people do they sit in there now? They have a bakery to the left and a restaurant to the right. And from what I understand, this is a family-owned business. We've never had any complaints or anything. But beer and wine with your dinner is one story. A bar room that's going to be open till 1 or what knows what hour, and a disc jockey and a band now takes a family neighborhood restaurant and makes it into a nightclub. And we've had several incidences in Centerville, a couple of them on Lakeview Avenue, which have been straightened out with your guidance. And it's just, beer and wine with dinner is nice and acceptable, and everything's good, no complaints, keep their property nice and neat and clean. We've never had any complaints in the neighbors. But bringing in disc jockey and bringing in hard liquor changes the whole story. And how is it gonna work where, I mean, does a child come into the bakery and now the child's standing in a bar room? I mean, I don't know how that works either, but they have a nice place now. It seems to be doing well. They seem to be successful, and it looks very nice. But like I said, there's a big difference between a restaurant, family restaurant in a neighborhood serving beer and wine, and a barroom, nightclub atmosphere. And we just want you to make sure that you look at it carefully and take all the kinks out. We have plenty of places to get a drink in Centerville. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
And Ms. Page, just according to their application, the seating capacity is 40.
40, right. I've only been in one, so I couldn't, and that was to the bakery, so I really couldn't answer.
Right, it's 40.
So, but, like I said, those are two different things. So, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Okay. Mr. Barr, do you want to add anything?
No.
I'm concerned too with the extension of the hours and the fact that it's a residential, or there are apartments all around there. Are you looking to basically, if you're looking to like convert from a beer and wine to an all alcohol for people there sitting there and having dinner and all, would you be, let me ask, if we were to say yes to the all alcohol but with no hours after 11 o'clock, would that still work?
Yeah, it will. I'll be fine with it too.
All right, and you're not going to set up a bar in there. It's going to remain table seating
Right.
and table service. There's not going to be a bar people go up to and sit at.
Well, right now we have a bar there. We do have a bar there now.
Well, see, the thing that concerns me, I agree with Commissioner Weicker, that converting from a beer and wine license to an all alcoholic license, if it's gonna stay the same character of restaurant, I wouldn't really have an issue with. But you just a moment ago said that you wanted to change it into more of a bar, and just by driving by putting those signs in the windows, it does look like more of a bar, and those signs do illuminate the bar that is currently in your establishment. So I think Commissioner Weicker's suggestion that perhaps granting the all-alcoholic license but limiting the hours to 11 o'clock, I think that would be a reasonable compromise.
And I say 11 because the law says that 11 and anything past 11 is discretionary with, I can't say 10. But I mean, I'm concerned. I don't want to see the place turn into a bar. I wouldn't consider letting it go past 11 because nobody's eating dinner. Well, take it back. Very few people are probably eating dinner at 1:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Very few. Any thoughts?
No, I mean, just as I said, in regards to the alcohol, the alcohol license portion of this, I would not have an opposition to granting him a license for the all-alcoholic with the condition that the service ends at 11 PM.
Okay.
Okay,
So I'll make that in the form of a motion.
all right. I'll second that motion. All right, motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're not done yet, though. Hold on a second.
Commissioner will now take up the matter of the application for entertainment and licensed restaurant for live music, disc jockey jukebox by Louis Sabara, doing business as Delicious Pastries Bakery, 392 Bridge Street, a malt beverage and wine restaurant licensee. This matter being continued from the date of December 16, 2010.
Okay. I guess for the entertainment aspect, I've got the same concern. You've got people living on either side of you, people living across the street from you. Sound is a big problem, all right? When these buildings were built, they were not built as soundproof buildings. They were not built as modern structures. They're not designed to be clubs. They don't have any standoff room.
Okay.
All right, what's the distance between you and your neighbor?
To the side of 3 feet.
So,
Okay.
my concern would be the same on that. One, if we grant it, we give a very strict warning to people, if sound becomes an issue, you will be back in front of us. We've had other establishments where sound became an issue, and we've just simply shut them down.
Okay.
All right? The same thing for timing, I think. What are your thoughts?
In terms of,
Yeah.
well, again, with the entertainment licenses I addressed before, the sound is a major issue. I know these old buildings in Lowell, as Commissioner Weicker just said, we've had numerous incidents, and, as soon as we get a complaint, we take that serious. And as Chairman Bayless, who's not here today, always says, the sound is a common sense level. So if we don't want to hear it across the street. You don't want to hear it 4 doors down. This is a nice establishment that you have in the city. I think it's an asset to the city and an asset to the Centerville neighborhood. But if it becomes this dance party place, then it's not an asset. It just becomes a headache for everyone but you, because you're probably making money, but everyone else around you isn't, and they're not enjoying their quality of life.
Okay.
So, I'd be willing to, vote in favor of a entertainment license, but just with 11 PM being the, 11 PM, because that's when the restaurant would be open to,
Fridays and Saturdays, right?
Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
Being the time limit, but with the understanding that if we get, a complaint, we're gonna come down very strongly against you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? And we'll just revoke the entertainment license. That's, we've done it, we did it a month ago, and the place is out of business now. We took away their entertainment license, they're not making any money, they closed up shop and left town. It's unfortunate, but they didn't listen to us, and that's what happened, so, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, my concern is I don't want parents coming in here saying, this is a residential neighborhood, and my kids are being kept awake until 11 o'clock at night on a school night. All right, that's why I'm concerned. You said Friday and Saturday you're open, or you plan to be open. But, if on a Tuesday night I've got parents calling and saying, my kids are being kept up because there's a band and a disc jockey going, you'll be back here, all right? So, with that, I'll make a motion to approve an entertainment license that does terminate at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Do we have to open this up for hearing?
Yeah, actually, we do. No. Is it separate? Yeah, we have to open it as a separate hearing, right?
I'm sorry.
Procedurally, I know we opened up the hearing on the application for the license. The application for entertainment procedurally has to be opened up as a second hearing.
Yes, if you
Okay.
can treat it as such. It wasn't advertised, it wasn't called to
Okay.
be advertised. It could have been advertised for public hearing, but it wasn't. So it's,
All right.
question is, now, just for the sake of my understanding, if the condition is to be, it's just Friday and Saturday at 11 PM, but any other night of the week, he's not to have the entertainment, or is it 7 nights a week?
I'm sorry, my understanding was what are the days that you're open? Oh, when we're talking Sunday through Thursday, what are your hours?
From 6 to 9 p.m.
From 6 to 9 p.m.? Okay. Yeah, I would say, 9 p.m. on Sunday through Thursday.
And 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, okay. And, I know it wasn't advertised, but as long as we've had people stand up, is there anybody to speak in favor, in favor, in favor? Anyone to speak in opposition? In opposition, in opposition? All right. No parties responding either in favor or opposition, that portion shall be closed. All right, and the motion stands with a entertainment license, 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday.
Just for the sake of, Sunday, no licensee who has an alcohol license can serve before 11 a.m. So just for that purpose.
Okay. I'm talking about
Even if his breakfast is open, if he's serving food at 6 a.m. to up to 11 a.m., he's certainly not going to be allowed to serve any beer and wine presently, nor any all-alcoholic beverage
on Sunday,
on
yes.
Sunday.
My motion was on the entertainment license.
So the entertainment would follow suit with the alcohol?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, the alcohol was 11 p.m.
Yeah,
7 days a week.
The alcohol, we can't limit to anything
It's-
earlier than 11.
So he's not open until after 11 p.m., he's closed. He's not serving any food, he's not having any entertainment, not serving any alcohol.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. With that motion being made.
I'll second that
All
motion.
right. Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Say
Yes.
aye. Yes. All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, and we hope you continue to be something that everybody likes to go to, okay? But not something that people come in and complain about.
What's that?
Set. Okay. Commission now open a public hearing on the application for a malt beverages and wine only packaged goods store license by Sri Swaminarayan Foods LLC, DBA Simon Convenience, and Kit H. Patel is the manager. That is the manager of the LLC, for premises at 590 Roger Street, that being one room for retail store, which is approximately 2,000 square feet. Commission had continued this hearing from the date of January 6, 2011. Just for the sake of reminding the board, a legal notice had been published in the Lowell Sun newspaper on Wednesday, December 22nd, 2010, with the plan that the hearing would be held January 6, 2011. It had been requested of Attorney Michael Zame that the hearing be continued and to another date, in which the commission had settled on. Today's date is February 10th, 2011, for this hearing. In the meantime, property owners touching the abutters, and there was no church, school, or hospital within 500 feet, originally had been notified by the applicant's attorney, Joseph Devlin, on or about December 23rd, 2010, for the hearing that, as just mentioned, was to be held on January 6th. The Office of the License Commission attempted to contact property owners touching, and was successful in at least one instance. a mailing had been done that was not certified by certified mail by the office to remind all property owners touching of the new hearing date, which is today.
Okay, please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, Mr. Acting Chairman and Commissioner Occasion. Again, before I introduce myself, I want to thank you guys for the courtesy of an extension after at our request prior to the last hearing scheduled for January 6th, as well as Mr. Wynn's indulgence in sending out the new notices. I know it was a little bit of trouble for you, but I appreciate that. My name is, as you know, is Attorney Michael Zame. I'm here with Mr. Ankit Patel, who is an applicant for a beer and wine license at the what's more commonly known in doing business as Simon's Convenience, located on Rogers Street in Lowell.
Okay. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, this is a family-owned business. They purchased the business recently, and that's about 6 months ago. Purchased the business, have taken it over. They've got a significant amount of money invested in the business. They are very experienced in this type of business, having other locations in Billerica, Haverhill, and Methuen, as indicated on the license application. This is a convenience store presently. There's a floor plan that you have in your packages that lays out what their plan is in terms of if a license were to be approved. They're looking for beer and wine only. There's not a significant amount of area set aside for beer and wine, in terms of stocking and how much they're going to carry, because this isn't designed to act as a replacement for any a huge liquor store or anything like that. This is merely for the convenience of their customers who stop in and will pick up some sundry items and be able to pick up a six-pack or a bottle of wine. Again, to serve as a convenience to their customers, because they see, as you'll hear from some of the testimony, that this is something that their customers have inquired about, something that their customers have made, if you had it here, I'd grab it here instead of having to go somewhere else. So that's the purpose of their inquiry into asking for beer and wine only. And we understand that this is the position of this board in the past with respect to these types of licenses has been, they're willing to make an investment, let the market bear. This may work for them, it may not work for them. They don't know whether it's going to be worth it or not until they actually try it. Maybe the market will sustain them, maybe the market won't, but they're looking to make that investment or give that a try to hopefully serve their other customers. Again, you gentlemen both know this area very well, going from the Rogers Street, Boylston Street area all the way out through the Lowell Tewksbury line out there on Route 38. There's an abundance of competition, which between any type of entity you want to talk about. There's 2 supermarkets located in that area across the street from each other. There's hair salons, there's sub shops, there's pizza places, there's Chinese food restaurants, there's car dealerships, there's gas stations, there's banks, all who have competed against each other, all who seem to be surviving. And that's what he's looking to do, is to add another item to help him survive in this business out there. So with that being said, we'd answer any questions you guys may have.
Well, let me ask you, said the locations in Billerica, Haverhill, and Methuen. How are those doing?
They're doing well, especially since the sales tax is gone now.
Okay, with how many times have you had or been subject to any of the audits or compliance checks by the local police departments?
We have never been audited,
Okay.
Do you know what he means by audited?
as in a government
Like a
agency.
sting type?
Oh, yes, we had a sting operation is what you're talking about.
Okay, how many stings operations have you had?
2 in Haverhill and none in Billerica or Methuen.
I just wanted to clarify that. I didn't, not the IRS or something.
I thought it was, yeah, that's what I thought it was.
All right, and how did you do on the 2 in Haverhill?
We did just fine.
And how many years have you been in the business? of selling alcohol?
Of selling alcohol since 2008.
And how many hours a week do you plan on working at the location in Lowell?
I usually work there 10 hours a week, and the manager there, Ram Krishna Patel, who sits right here, works 40 hours a week. Ram Krishna is a manager on the license.
And how many hours a week is it open?
It's open 120 hours.
And you have employees there for the other 70?
Yes, we do.
Have you or any of your employees taken any type of, or undergone any training to be able to determine whether an ID is real or?
We're all tip certified.
You're all tip certified?
Myself, Ram Krishna, and our other partner that works there is also certified.
So all the employees that currently work in the building are tip certified?
2 of the employees who are not partners in the corporation are not certified at the moment.
Okay. But do they work as a cashier at the store?
Yes, they do.
They do. Okay. All right. And,
And they, if this license was approved, they would be tip certified.
okay. And I have to say, I like how you have changed the inside of the store. I think it's much more appealing to the consumers when you walk in there. You've done a good job there. I guess my concern with this, with granting a license here is, number one, you bought this business 6 months ago. You bought it without a beer and wine license. So you knew what you were getting when you purchased it. Secondly, there's a, there are 2 all-alcoholic licenses. One is only 750 feet away from your establishment. The other is 490 feet. Store 38 is the 750, and Lowell Liquors is 490 feet. Also, if you take a right out of your parking lot, and at the first set of lights, take a left on Boylston, and then take your third right onto Lawrence Street, there are 2 licenses, approximately 1,000 feet. If you take a left out of your parking lot, you're going to pass Lowell Liquors, you're going to pass a bar, a pizza place with a beer and wine license, you're going to go into Tewksbury, and there's an all-alcoholic license right there. So, what I'd like you to address is, under Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 23, there must be a public need for this establishment. Where is the need?
If we may, and I don't know if we jumped ahead here, whether or not there was supposed to be a public hearing.
No, we'll have a public hearing.
Okay,
I'm just asking him.
Okay, I was just wanted to make sure,
Yeah.
is that we believe that we will demonstrate,
Okay.
first of all, a public need by some testimony of some people who live in the area and or work in the area and frequent the establishment. Again, as indicated to you earlier, these gentlemen and these partners that are a part of this group have experience in these types of businesses. One of the cashiers who you'll hear from has experience in working as a cashier in these types of, whether it be this type of convenience store or one of the chain type of convenience stores. And what we've seen, or what they've seen and what they've learned and what they've tried to do is, how do you accommodate your customers? And one of the requests that often do come up is geez, if you had, I forgot you don't have beer and wine, or something to that effect. Like I said, these gentlemen, like you said, have addressed certain things and they carry certain items because people like certain items, people don't like certain items, some things sell, some things don't. And that's their experience in that type of merchandising, if you will, is what tells them that they think this is something that would benefit their business. And it would have, and again, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Is that as you you talk about you come into a place, and if you can buy your you know, I can grab a six-pack there, so I'll get, geez, while I'm here, I pick up some other items, and so it's an offshoot, if you will.
And I'd just like to address one. I know in your opening monologue there, you said that the tendency of this board is to let the market bear out whether an establishment can survive or not. But I don't think that actually is the case all the time. There was an establishment on Middlesex Street that had a liquor store in close proximity to where they were trying to get the beer and wine license. We denied that application, finding that there's no need. There was also another one in the Highland section where we did the same thing. So there is, we do have precedent to look over both whether there's a need and the market theory. But I think maybe the public hearing would be.
Yeah, let's open it up. All right. Is there anyone to speak in favor of this application? Please come on up and introduce yourself at the mic.
My name is Ben Harrell, and I'm a frequent customer of that store. And I don't see why there's any problem in me being able to buy a six-pack or buy some wine if I want before I go home at night. And I frequent the store often.
Where do you reside, Mr. Burrell?
I beg your
Where
pardon?
do you reside?
I reside in Dracut,
Okay.
but I worked right down the street from the store for 40 years, so I was always going to that store. I still go to that store.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else in favor? In favor? In favor?
Hi, my name is Vic, and I'm currently employed in that store. And before this store working, I worked on other convenience stores. So I have a little bit of experience about the convenience store. I told my manager, because I work in evening shift, and a lot of people come evening time and ask for beer and wine. They always got confused. They're saying, we sell beer and wine, but we don't. So I told him if you apply, we would help in business. And I told him that's what he did.
Great. And you're an employee of the store?
Yes.
And where do you reside?
Sorry?
Where do you reside?
Where did I?
Where do you live?
Near the store, I live in Park Hill Avenue, 61 Park Hill Avenue.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in favor? In favor? In favor? All right. No one else responding. That portion of the public hearing is closed. Is there anyone to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. My name is Richard Coffey. I live at 331 Parkview Avenue. I am an abutter. I am opposed to granting this license for a number of reasons. One, as you yourselves have already pointed out, there seems to be no real need in the neighborhood to add an additional license. There are other places, both serving with meals and as package stores right all around us. Since the opening of the package store next to Michelle's Cleaners, I've found that there's more litter of bottles and stuff in the neighborhood than there were before. In addition, neither the current owners nor the previous owners of that store have been able to effectively address young people congregating behind the store and the alley behind it, again causing a litter problem. And I can only think that with an alcohol license, there's a potential for that to be even more of a problem. And finally, I just feel that an alcohol establishment next to my property, as we're getting on in years, and we'll be selling it, sometime in the foreseeable future. I don't think that's going to help the value of my house any, but that's probably a personal thing, but I don't know if that is of any interest to you. And I hesitate to bring this last thing up, but this speaks to the character of the management. They hired an attorney who, a few minutes ago, pointed to the agenda item 8, indicating he was here to represent that, when in fact he was here representing number 6, as he was trying to find out what I was doing here. I do not like being deceived like that, and that's just one more thing to consider on your part. But basically, I don't think there's a need for it. We have plenty of stuff in the neighborhood, and I request that you deny this license. I would like to say, though, that the store itself is fine. I myself go in there and buy stuff, and I think they're doing fine as they are, and they don't need it. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else to speak in opposition, in opposition, in opposition? All right, seeing no one else, that portion of the public meeting is closed, or public hearing is closed. Counsel? Is there anything you want to add or address or rebut?
While I respect Mr. Coffey's opinion, again, trying to attribute some of the other area of businesses and trash that's from a liquor store down the street shouldn't have any bearing on this. With respect to his comment about me talking to him before the hearing and representing something else, that's absolutely incorrect. But like I said, is that we're here to answer any other questions the board may have. Is that if we could ask for a brief recess of 2 minutes just to speak to my client outside.
Okay, sure.
Go back in a minute.
We go into recess.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay.
occurred again less than a year from the date of denial. So the question is, if one was to withdraw, I don't think there's any reason not to allow for
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're back on the record? Yeah. Motion to reconvene?
Seconded.
All in favor? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Chairman and Mr. Cajun. After a brief conversation with my client, we understand that, the board's concerns. We also, understand and respect Mr. Coffey's concerns as well. At this point in time, my client is going to withdraw his application and address some of the issues and reevaluate whether or not he wants to come back at a later date.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the withdrawal.
I'll second. All in favor?
Thank you,
Yes.
gentlemen.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Yes? With the withdrawal, they can reapply at any time.
They'd have to go through the same notification procedures for abutters. It'd just be like a brand-new application if it came back. Okay? Okay. Next item?
And the next item on the agenda, it's just let it be known. The next item on the agenda is an application for transfer of the all-alcoholic beverages packaged goods store license to Kajal Corp., doing business as Highlands Liquors, Meena Patel, president, from the licensee of record, PNC Liquors, Inc., DBA Conlon Liquors, Caesar P. Korea manager. This is for premises at 12 Bridge Street, and side door is 159, 161 Page Street. It's one room for storage and service, a walk-in cooler, a storeroom, an office, and a cellar, 2 rooms for storage. Presently, the licensee is looking to transfer its license to this Kajal Corporation. If the commission is so inclined, the fact that there is a legal notice scheduled for publication in the Lowell Sun newspaper tomorrow for hearing for the February 24th, which is the next regular meeting of the board. The applicant is not required to notify property owners touching. It's for the same premises.
So, make a motion to schedule it for the 24th?
Seconded.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
And last but not least is a matter to do with a license that had been renewed in November of 2010, filed for renewal and approved for renewal on December 16, 2010. This is a beer and wine restaurant license, also a license for common victular, and a license for entertainment, for the restaurant for live music, disc jockey, and the jukebox. This pertains to Dharma Buns LLC, which doing business as Dharma Buns Sandwich Company. John J. Caprioli, the manager. This would be premises at 26A Market Street. As of this day, licenses have not been issued. I did speak with Mr. Caprioli. I did send him a written notice on behalf of the board, advising him that the commission would take up this matter on today's date, February 10th, and that it is possible that the commission may vote to cancel the license for non-payment of license fee and non-issuance. He assured me on the telephone conversation we had that he had received the notice. In fact, he called me to let me know he had received my notice from the office, and that he had no plans to reopen the business, which had closed, apparently on or about January 1st. And I suggested he might want to write a letter to the License Commission to that effect, that he would not be taking the license for the new year. And to date, I had not received such a letter. But I had, interestingly, a call from a person who had interest in that location for a possible other type of business and was inquiring about licensing procedure, and that was this morning. So, for all intents and purposes, the board may wish to just vote to cancel those.
Yeah, I mean, as long as, if we vote to cancel them, that's not considered to be a revocation or, of them, right?
No, it's,
Okay.
it's,
So
by,
then I would say, yeah, as long as it's not going to create any statutory bar to reissuing licenses at that address for any period of time. It's for non-payment, yeah.
yeah.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's all the business for the day.
All right. Anything from the law department? No? No? Okay.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. All in favor?
Yes.
No? He's not coming home, Benjamin, he's ice fishing.